Hello, everyone out there in YouTube land. Welcome back to Diego Knows. I, of course, am Diego, and today I'm here with my friend Black Adam, the real Black Adam. Okay, and we're going to review the Black Adam movie. Okay, and you get your daily dose of everything related to Black Adam. I'm going to tell you everything here. That's what I do here. Okay, I am Diego. Now, normally, what I do is I review chick flick movies and chick flick shows. Like I did every episode of Sex and the City, Thelma and Louise, Romeo and Juliet, fucking Pretty Woman, League of Their Own. Okay, I took a break from that because Black Adam came out, okay? And I'm a big comic book nerd. I don't really post too much because I don't get very many views when it comes to my comic book stuff that I like, okay? But there's a lot that I have to say about this movie. It's going on right now. It's a big deal, okay? We're in the middle of a culture war right now, and right now Black Adam is a big participant, a current participant in this culture war that's going on. Okay, we got another election right around the corner. There's a lot of stuff going on here, okay? So I couldn't really... I saw the movie and I couldn't really, just not say anything about it. I got to put it out there, for posterity, for nothing else. Okay. So me and Black Adam here, we're going to talk to you about the real Black Adam. We're going to talk to you about the movie. We're going to talk to you about some behind the scenes stuff that's going on at Warner Brothers right now. We're going to get a little bit political, although I really don't want to get political. There's no way. Everything's political right now, especially in Hollywood. Okay. And there's a lot of players going on both sides that are making changes. Okay. And to ignore that would be to ignore reality. Okay. Personally, I would rather not have any political messages at all in my entertainment, but unfortunately, that's not the world that we live in anymore. Not over here anyway. Not in this part of the world. Okay. So there's no way you can review anything objectively without pointing out the political biases that are in there. Okay. Me personally, if it were up to me, I'd be like, hey, just no fucking politics. I don't care about your politics. You don't need to care about mine. Let's just not bring it up. We can still be friends. But that's not the world we live in right now. It's not the country we live in right now. Okay? There's a lot of shady shit going on. So I'm here to point that out as well. And hopefully for those of you that don't know a lot about comic books or superheroes, I'll educate you a little bit because that's something I do know a lot about. Been doing it my whole fucking life. Okay? Honestly. Okay? I was into superheroes and comic books and I knew Black Adam, who he was, before I even learned how to read. Okay? So I know who Black Adam is. Okay? All right. So let's begin here. Now, if you remember the last video I did mention that there's a big shakeup going on right now at Warner Brothers, okay? Everybody got fired. Discovery bought Warner Brothers, the majority of Warner Brothers from AT&T. AT&T only had Warner Brothers. They bought it. Like they had it for 2 years and they fucking got rid of it. And they're not making any money off of Warner Brothers, okay? Warner Brothers, besides the movies, they own DC Comics. So they own Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, all that shit, Justice League. That's all that's all owned by Warner Brothers. And now it's owned by Discovery. Okay, now the head of Discovery is a guy named David Zaslav, and he just went in there. If you've seen that movie Office Space, okay, it came out like in the 90s. You remember that movie where the company that Ron Livingston worked for, that those corporate guys just showed up, started interviewing everybody, and basically finding out which guys are we going to fire, because they're not serving a useful purpose in this company. Basically that's what David Zaslav is. Okay, so he went into Warner Brothers and he just started gutting everything, started canceling projects, firing executives, canceling network. He canceled Cartoon Network. That's gone now. Yeah. Okay. He just fired Walter Hamada, the head of DC of DC Films. He fired him this weekend. Okay, right as soon as Black Adam premiered. Okay, they gave him his fucking pink slip. Okay, Walter Hamada, who was the head since 2018, and the guys before him were fired also. Jeff Johns and Toby Emmerich, they got fired too. Okay, they only had that position for like a year and a half. Okay, so everybody's getting fired. Okay, it's a big fucking clusterfuck over there. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. One thing I can say about the MCU, up until in Phase 4, the MCU, under the leadership of Kevin Feige, they knew what the fuck they were doing. The whole thing with Infinity War, every single movie, beginning with Iron Man 1 in 2008, all the way up to Infinity War, and Avengers Endgame, was orchestrated. It was a plan. There was an overall narrative. Okay, every superhero movie was another chapter in a much bigger story, which cumulated into Avengers Endgame. Well, DC Comics, they don't know what the fuck they're doing. They try to do all that in 3 movies. They went from fucking Man of Steel to fucking Justice League in 4 movies. Okay, it took Marvel 5 movies before they got to fucking Avengers, the first Avengers movie. Okay, and they didn't even get to fucking like Thanos. It was much later. There were 23 movies in before we got to Thanos, okay? So it's like, no, they try to do all this in one movie, and it's not going to happen. It's not gonna happen, okay? Not to mention the fact that Zack Snyder is not. He says he's a comic book guy. He's not a fucking comic book. He read 3 fucking comic books in his whole fucking life. That's all. That's all Zack Snyder did. Okay, he read Dark Knight Returns. He read Watchmen. I think he might have read The Killing Joke, and that's fucking it. He doesn't understand these characters. Everything went dark. Okay, Superman doesn't look like fucking Superman. He's wearing a fucking a navy blue fucking surfer outfit with some maroon and a little bit of orange. That's not fucking Superman. He doesn't even have the fucking curl. Okay, that's not Superman. Henry Cavill can play Superman, but he's not Superman because the script is fucking not there. Okay, he's a perfect super. I think he's good as Superman if they had him play. He hadn't played Superman. Superman's not fucking depressed all the fucking time. He doesn't wear dark colors. You know, I was like, he's not always doing that. He's optimistic. Batman does that shit, not Superman. Superman's optimistic. He's in the sunlight. He's happy, smiling. He plays with kids. He does photo ops, you know? He rescues kittens from trees. He's not always fucking depressed about his fucking life. He's the most powerful man in the whole fucking world. What the fuck's he got to be depressed about? Nothing. You know? And then his father fucking told him it's okay to let me die so that nobody knows about your power? What the fuck? And at the end of the movie, he basically tells everyone, I am American, I was born in Kansas. Motherfucker, dude. When aliens invaded the Earth, when Kryptonians invaded the Earth, they only targeted one fucking house. Okay? The Kent farm in Smallville. And then all of a sudden you fucking showed up. Smallville, this little fucking boondock shithole town in Kansas got fucking destroyed by Kryptonians. It's not, you don't need to be Batman to figure out who the fuck you are, Clark Kent. Okay? The Kryptonians only attacked one fucking house. Who lives there? Oh, look, it says here that this kid picked up a bus when he was 10 years old. Come on! It's not difficult. Oh, look at him. Clark Kent, you know, you look exactly like fucking the guy, the fucking Superman, even Lois Lane. For Christ's sake, look at the Daily Planet. They hired Clark Kent, and like, dude, as a motherfucker, you were standing 10 feet away from Superman after he destroyed, Metropolis. You were standing 10 feet away from Superman, watching him kiss your employee Lois Lane. Okay, you were right there. Looking at Superman, you're gonna tell me you don't recognize him as the same fucking guy who you interviewed for a job as a reporter because he's got a pair of glasses on? Are you out of your fucking mind? You told the fucking general of the army that you fucking grew up in Kansas. It's small, and what the fuck, dude? Why don't you just give me your fucking social security number? It's not gonna be difficult to figure out who you are. Anybody's gonna be able to figure that out, okay? Come on. Anyway. Sorry about the rant. The point is that DC Comics, the DC Cinematic Universe, do not know what the fuck they're doing. They still don't. They've been trying to catch up with Marvel and they can't. Now Marvel is starting to suffer because they're putting out bullshit. Okay, and the reason for that is because Kevin Feige is not really making. He's not really making the decisions anymore. I think once Avengers Endgame ended, he fucking said, okay, I did my run. It's time for my subordinates to take over. And by subordinates, I mean Victoria Alonso. Okay, and she's just this fucking man-hating fucking ultra fucking feminist. Everything's got to be fucking against the patriarchy. Straight white Christian men are bad. Strong independent women that fuck around a lot are good. LGBTQ representation, blah, 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 transgender representation, blah, blah, all that kind of bullshit, and also fucking, race swapping everybody. It's just, this is, I'm done with this shit. That's why Marvel sucks right now. But having said that, now this is DC Comics' opportunity to fucking, okay, well, Marvel's fucking sucking right now. Nobody watched She-Hulk. Okay, nobody watched that shit. People did not like fucking Thor Love and Thunder, including myself, and you don't really need to pay to see fucking movies when you can just fucking, you can just pirate them. Okay, which I'm not saying is a good thing to do, but I mean, fucking, if you really have to see the movie and you don't want to spend any money, you want to spend $20 at a fucking studio movie grill, fucking just go, just fucking download it. That's what a lot of people are doing. You got to fucking give something that we want to see. If you want us to spend our fucking money to get off our fucking couch and go to the movie theater around a bunch of fucking COVID people, to see your fucking movie, you better give us something. Okay, don't fucking tell us it's going to be all about fucking, this movie's gonna be all about Thor, and then it ends up being all about fucking Jane Foster. Okay? No, don't fucking do that to us. You do that, you're just gonna piss us off. You're just gonna piss us off. Don't give us this thing about how it's gonna be this and then it's really not. All right? So that's kind of what's going on here. Doctor Strange I spent my money on Doctor Strange. I went to the theater, took my son to the theater to go see Doctor Strange, and basically it was about the main character was fucking Miss America, for whatever the fuck her name is. Okay, who's from planet Puerto Rico? Yes, she's from a planet called nothing but Puerto Rican lesbians. Okay, yes, that's where she's from. Who's her father? Nobody asked that question. I guess the lesbians can reproduce themselves. Okay, and guess what? She's a lesbian too. Anyway, yeah, but she accidentally killed her mom's because she got bitten by a bee. Anyway, she's actually the hero. Okay, Doctor Strange is the supporting character in his own fucking movie. Okay, and Scarlet Witch is the bad guy. It's mostly about Scarlet Witch. Okay, it's mostly about her. Okay, and her quest to fucking. So all the lessons she learned from her own fucking TV show WandaVision, she just ignored. And went full blown fucking evil. Okay, anyway, the point. I know I'm fucking digressing here. But the point is that people don't want to see that shit. They want to see something good. Okay, Black Adam is average. It's slightly above average movie. It's not a great movie. And the biggest problem I have with it is because I did not get this guy. This is the guy I wanted in Black Adam. And I already knew it. I knew it. There's a big problem with Hollywood right now, okay? And it's in TV shows have it. If you ever watched a TV show, you've seen it before. I've watched a few TV shows. I don't watch too many because it takes up a lot of your time to watch fucking TV shows. They always go through that phase where they suck and you gotta fucking endure the episodes. But there was a show called like Prison Break, which I loved, but there was a couple seasons that just fucking sucked. All right, and like people that you thought were dead that they killed off all of a sudden come back to life. It makes no fucking sense. The show ended with season 5, where the main character Michael Scofield finally died at the end. Well, there was a movie. They canceled season 7, so they turned the season 7. When they had filmed the season 7, they canceled it, so they turned that into a 2-hour movie. And in that one, Michael Scofield dies. All right, the Prison Break movie, which I saw. Okay, and then they bring him back like 10 years later. They do season 6. Turns out he didn't die after all. You see what I mean? That's what I'm talking about, okay? And comic books do shit like this all the time. And one of the biggest problems I have, okay, with comic books, okay, the reason I quit reading them was because I've already mentioned in the last video, Venom, okay? Well, they did this to Black Adam too. Okay, Black Adam was a bad guy. And I already told you about his 2 origins so far that we had, that he was a guy from, the Wizard Shazam picked him. He became drunk on his power. He went evil. The wizard banished him to the far side of the galaxy. Okay, then they rebooted him again in the 70s when they brought him back. That was in the 40s. When they brought him back in the 70s, same story. He was Teth Adam. He became Mighty Adam. He got drunk on his power. He got banished to the far side of the fucking galaxy. This time, no, he didn't get banished the second time. This time, his spirit got trapped into a necklace. Okay, when Theo Adam, his ancestor, put the necklace on and said the word Shazam, he became the new Black Adam. But he had the mind of Theo Adam, who was an evil psychopath. He actually killed Captain Marvel's parents, Shazam's parents, Billy Batson's parents. So yeah, he got defeated, but whatever. And then they rebooted him again. Okay, the 4th time, Jeff Johns rebooted him. This time in the mid '90s. When Jeff Johns, who became a producer for DCEU, he rebooted him, and then he was writing the Justice Society comic book. He brought Hawkman back, okay, although he kept Hawkman white. And when he brought back the Justice Society, made them cool again in the mid '90s. Okay, a lot of focus was on Hawkman. A lot of focus was on Black Adam. He actually had Black Adam. He revived Black Adam. Turns out that Teth Adam was actually a good guy in Egypt. He served what do you call it? The pharaoh Khufu, who is actually Hawkman. Hawkman keeps when Khufu died, he kept getting reincarnated over and over again until finally he became Carter Hall, who is the Hawkman right now. He's the reincarnation of Prince Khufu from fucking Egypt. He was an emperor, who was a pharaoh of Egypt, and his wife Shakira, whatever, is now fucking Hawk Girl. She's also the reincarnation of Shira. She became Shira Hall or whatever the fuck. Anyway, it's the Hawkman story. Anyway, so he served Prince Khufu, who was the fucking he was the fucking pharaoh of Egypt. He served him as the champion of Egypt because he had the powers, okay, of the fucking 6 Egyptian gods. All right, and then he got drunk on his power as well. He had to go. Okay, it turns out that he something happened. I don't know for sure what it was, but he got drunk on his power and he got banished as well. He got banished, and then when he came back as Theo Adam, what revived him, they got rid of Theo Adam, and they managed to separate Teth Adam from Theo Adam, who was evil. And it turns out that Teth Adam wasn't really evil. He was kind of an angry guy, like an anti-hero guy, but he wasn't necessarily evil. And now that he was aware of who he wasn't being controlled by Theo Adam anymore. he wasn't necessarily evil anymore the way he had been before. He was still kind of a mean asshole, a son of a bitch, an anti-hero, you could say, like the way The Rock portrays him in this movie. Okay, but he wasn't necessarily evil. Like, he killed people, but only if he had to, and if they were threatening him or his or the people he cared about or his country. He was very patriotic about Kahndaq. He decided that he was going to rule Kahndaq as a just ruler. And that's what he did. He kicked all the infidels out of Kahndaq, and he's basically said, hey, this is my country. I'm going to protect it, which is what you saw in the movie. Okay, that didn't happen to Black Adam until the 90s. Okay, for a good fucking 45 years before that, he was just a straight up bad guy, an evil psychopath. Okay, it wasn't until the late 90s that they turned him into a fucking like an anti-hero type guy. Now, even with this, now you're probably going to say, well, that's how they portray him in the movie. They got it right. Huh? What are you complaining about, Diego? Well, what I'm complaining about is this didn't last. Okay, this only lasted for a few years. And then finally, Geoff Johns wrote the story Infinite Crisis. Okay, and that one, Black Adam joined the bad guys, but he only joined the bad guys because they offered to protect his country during this big war that was coming. Okay, between these gods and shit. I'm not gonna get into it here, but he ended up siding with the bad guys. Okay, and the bad guys, of course, betrayed him. And they took him prisoner and had him trapped to a machine along with a bunch of other characters from different multiverses because they needed energy from someone from each multiverse to fuel this big machine that they were going to bring. Okay, so anyway, that's another story. But the point is that he finally gets released and he joins the good guys at the end of the climax because the bad guys that he initially joined had betrayed him. Okay, Alexander Luthor betrayed him. Okay, and he had a fight with Superboy Prime. Superboy Prime knocked his ass out with one punch. Okay, so Black Adam wasn't fucking as powerful as we needed him to be in this story. He got knocked out pretty fucking quick. Okay, and Superboy Prime was the one that went on a rampage twice in that story. All the superheroes had to come together to fight Superboy Prime, and he was murdering superheroes left and right. He didn't give a fuck. He was cutting them in half, ripping the body parts off. He didn't give a fuck. Okay, and he did it twice. He did it twice. He just went on a massacre, okay, that kind of thing. So anyway, that story happens. At the end of the story, they imprison Superboy Prime. They don't defeat him. They imprison him. Well, they do defeat him. They imprison him in a fucking cell where he can't get out. But yeah, right. Okay. And then a year goes by, and during that year, the main superheroes, Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman, they retire for a year. Like, Superman lost his powers and shit. Batman decides to go country hopping with his fucking son. Wonder Woman, I don't know what she does, but she fucking leaves too. So there's the three main characters that just are not there for 1 year. So that storyline was called the New 52. One of the that storyline, New 52, focused on these other characters from the DC universe. Okay, one of the characters they focused on was Black Adam. Okay, so what he decides to take over his country, but as a benevolent leader. Okay, and basically he meets this woman that teaches him to be more compassionate. That's the woman you see in this movie, Adriana. Okay, and in the comic book, she has a little brother who's sick. Okay, who's dying. Okay, and that's Amon. Okay, all right. So what he decides to do, just like Captain Marvel shared his power, okay, with his sister, and she became Mary Marvel, and then his best friend, who was crippled, Freddie Freeman. He shared it with him, and then that kid became Captain Marvel Jr., who Elvis Presley based his look on. Yeah, that was his favorite superhero. But anyway, okay, well, just like Captain Marvel, Shazam had done that, Black Adam decided to do the same thing. He was going to have his own little Marvel family, his Black Adam family. So he shared his power with Adriana, and she became Isis. Okay, yes, Isis from the fucking 70s, that show, yeah. Joanna Cameron, God bless her heart, I know she passed away last year. But yeah, there was a TV show in the 70s along with the Shazam show, Captain Marvel show. And listen, I watched it, Joanna Cameron, and she was before Wonder Woman was on TV. A year before Linda Carter played Wonder Woman on TV. Yeah, I watched it, yeah. I got the episodes right here. Yeah, I got the episodes right here. And I remember when she was in an episode of Spider-Man, the Nicholas Hammond one from the 70s. Yeah, that's how old I am. Anyway, so that's Isis, okay? So she becomes his queen, and he shares his power with her little brother, Amon, and he becomes Osiris. Okay, who's basically the Black Adam version of Captain Marvel Jr. Okay, so he's still a teenager, a teenager like a 13, 14-year-old, but he's got the powers of Captain Marvel as well. So that's the Black Adam Marvel family. Okay, they end up, this is the happiest that Seth Adams ever been in his life. He's got a wife now. He's got a kid who he looks at as a little brother. Because we find out later on that Teth Adam, what had happened, like you saw in the movie, it was Teth Adam's son got the power, became Mighty Adam, and then he shared it with his dad because his dad was dying. So his dad became Black Adam, and then his son got killed while he was in his human form. So the father, Teth Adam kept the powers. That's what we see in the movie. Okay, that's not what happened in the comic book. In the comic book, the kid Uto or Nutu, whatever the fuck his name is, I forgot his name. Hurut. That's his son. Okay, Hurut actually. He was granted the powers, like you saw in the movie, okay? And he did share it with his uncle, not his dad, his uncle, who was Teth Adam. And Teth Adam decided to use these powers to go against the evil dictators of Kahndaq and get revenge, because they had wiped out his whole family. Black Adam's family was wiped out. His kids, his wife, they were all wiped out, okay? And what's his name? Fucking Hurat. His parents were wiped out too, and his father was Black Adam's brother. Okay, well, Hurut decided he was going to use the powers that he had now to bring justice, okay, and protect Kahndaq. Black Adam wanted to use his powers that he got from his nephew to fucking kill the entire fucking tyranny, to get revenge on everybody for what he had gone through. Okay, so ideologically they were opposed. So what happened was, while they were both in human form, now you got this kid, and then you got, Teth Adam was an adult man. He was already a grown man. When the kid said the word Shazam, he actually killed his own nephew, broke his neck right before the lightning bolt would have hit him and turned him into, giving him his superpowers. So the lightning bolt only hit Teth Adam, so Teth Adam became Black Adam. Okay? And he murdered his own fucking nephew. That's how he retained the powers of Black Adam. Okay, that's what happened, okay? And then the whole thing with the wizard banished him, he became Mighty Adam, banished him to the Far Side Universe, and he came back. So all that kind of shit happened, all right? So that's what happened. He murdered his nephew. He did not save his son. He murdered his nephew, okay? That's the real Black Adam. So Jeff Johns decided that Black Adam did not work very well as an anti-hero because here he is fighting with the Justice Society. He actually became good friends with Atom Smasher, okay? Instead of, so they decided that, what's a really good story for fucking Black Adam would be, what if Black Adam went all Superboy Prime? Just like Superboy Prime did last year. He just fucking started massacring everybody, And then all the superheroes had to come together to fucking fight him. Okay, let's just do that again, but with Black Adam. So what they did is they did the storyline where Isis gets killed, and then her little brother gets killed too. He gets tricked into saying the word to take away his powers, and he gets murdered while he's in human form. And then his wife Isis also gets killed. So he goes on a rampage to get revenge on the country that hired those assassins to kill his wife and his nephew. Or his his nephew. So his brother-in-law. Okay, so he goes on a rampage, starts killing everybody. Okay, so now he's evil again, which is the best story to do. So all the superheroes, the JSA included, because remember, Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman are gone. Okay, they all get together. They can't stop him. He's fucking killing everybody, massacring all these fucking people. Even Captain Marvel can't stop him. Shazam himself can't stop him. So finally, they try to. Shazam tries to get his powers away from him. Tries to convince the gods, the Egyptian gods, to take away his powers. They don't want it. They want to. So what he does, he tricks. He changes the lightning so that he changes the word. He can't take away Black Adam's powers, but he changes the word. Okay, so he manages to get Black Adam to say the Shazam. He turns human. Then he changes the word so when Teth Adam says Shazam again, he doesn't turn back into Black Adam. But Adam, he would have died because he was falling from the air when this happened. But Atom Smasher saved him and let him go. So he never got to go to jail for all the people that he murdered on his revenge fucking crusade that he was on, his massacre that he was on. He gets away, and he keeps trying to say a word that's going to bring his powers back, and he can't think of it. He doesn't know what the new word is. He says Shazam. He says Billy. He says Fossa City. He says Isis, Osiris. Wizard. He says all these words and none of the words work. Okay. Well, Captain Marvel tells the Shazam. He tells everyone, "Hey, I changed the word. What's the word? You changed it. Yeah, I'm never going to say it." And he will never guess it. Okay. It's a word that he will never ever guess on his own. And that's so they depowered Black Adam. So that's kind of what happened to him. That's how they beat him. Okay. And then finally later, of course, he comes back later on. Okay, he learns the word. The word is actually a chocolate creamsicle. It's a type of fucking ice cream shake in Fawcett City. It's something a kid would think up of, you know. You know, like a blueberry chocolate fudge cake. That's the word. So he says that word. But we ask him, what is that? What did you call it? A chocolate a chocolate fudge creamsicle. He gets his power. He's Black Adam again. You know. So that's what happens. That's what happened in the comic book. All right. So even in the comic books, they acknowledge that he doesn't work well as an anti-hero. He works well as a villain. Black Adam is never better than when he's fighting superheroes that are trying to stop him. Okay? Not when he's teaming up with them to fight another bad guy. Okay? He's already a bad guy. You got to have the balls to do that. And what pisses me off is this is what happens to all the superheroes. I already talked about Venom in the last video. And this one, what I want to talk about here is they did this to, remember the Suicide Squad? Not the recent one from last year. I'm talking about the one from 2016. Okay, in that Suicide Squad movie, the whole point of the Suicide Squad, the whole point of Amanda Waller, okay, who's Viola Davis, she shows up in this movie too, is that she's fucking evil. She's evil as fuck. She's a psychopath, but she works for the government. She works for us. She's on our side. Okay, now anybody who knows anything about war, I was in the military. Okay, when you have a psychopath, when you have like a Ted Bundy type person, okay, when you have someone like that, okay, if you're trying to fight, you don't want to fucking imprison someone like that when you're in the middle of a war. What you want to do is you want to aim them, and that's what they did. They needed a fucking evil motherfucker to fight all the fucking superhuman threats, okay, that the country has. Okay, so that's why they put her in place. She's a psychopath. Okay, she will fucking do whatever it takes to neutralize any fucking superhuman threat. And she does this by Task Force S, the Suicide Squad. Okay, now the Suicide Squad in the comic books, these are villains. These are not anti-heroes. They're evil. Okay, they're evil. They're evil people. They are forced. Okay, they are forced to fucking work for her. They are forced to serve the government. It's not so they can get some time off their sentence. It's because if they don't, that little bomb they implanted in the back of their head is going to kill them. So it's either you join me and you help us defend this country, or you're fucking dead. Okay, we have no sympathy. You're evil. You're all fucking a bunch of psychopaths. Okay, it doesn't fucking matter. If you say no, I'll just fucking kill you right now. They have no choice. Okay, they have no choice. They have to serve Amanda Waller. That's what the Suicide Squad is. Now, there was a movie in the 60s, which I love. It was called The Dirty Dozen. Okay, and that one, Lee Ermey basically had his own Suicide Squad. Okay, he had a bunch of fucking prisoners. They were in the stockade. They were in the brig. They were all Army, Navy, whatever. They're all branch of service, but they all committed crimes. So they're all facing death sentences. And so they're all locked up in military prison, facing death sentences. He offers to fucking, hey, listen, you help me with this commando mission that we got, and we'll take some time off. We'll get rid of all your death sentences, and we'll take you some time off. Well, the problem is that a lot of these guys are fucking. They're in prison for a reason. They weren't framed. Okay. And Telly Savalas played this one psychopath. He's just fucking evil as fuck. He just hates women and wants to kill everybody. It's a really good movie. The Dirty Dozen. It's from the 60s. A great movie. I was in the military. Okay, I know. So that's what the Suicide Squad was, like the Dirty Dozen, but for super villains. Okay, so they have to help. They have to follow Amanda Waller. Okay, so they're forced to do it. Okay, in the movie, what we got Harley Quinn. Okay, but Harley Quinn wasn't necessarily. She's supposed to be evil, but she doesn't kill any innocent people. The Harley Quinn in the comic books did. She killed a lot of people. Okay, yeah, the Joker helped her, but she still did. She's still responsible for her own actions. This movie made it look like the Joker was the evil one. She just went along with him, but it's his fault. She's not the evil one. She's just kind of crazy. It's because of him. She was in a toxic relationship. It's not her fault. That's what the movie gave you, okay? Killer Croc. Okay, this guy eats people, but he only eats people that mistreat him because he's deformed. He has that skin condition that makes him have reptilian skin. It's not his fault. He's a victim. He's a victim of racism. He's a victim of all harassment because of the way that he looks. You see? So when he eats people, he only eats people that bully him. You see what I mean? So he's not really evil. Okay, you got fucking El Diablo. Okay, the Mexican guy, the gangbanger guy. Yes, he burned his family up, but it was an accident. He didn't mean it on purpose. He lost his temper. It was an accident. He's not evil. He would never have done that on purpose. It was an accident that he burned his whole fucking family alive. You see what I mean? All right, Deadshot. Okay, Will Smith's character. You know? No, he's not really evil, okay? So what if other guys were fucking his wife and they made fun of him, okay? He can still hit Chris Rock. Oh, sorry. Oops. Sorry. No. Deadshot, who's first of all is white. He's white in the fucking comic book. Floyd Lawton, Deadshot. No, he's not evil. He's just gonna say he only kills. The only time we ever see him fulfill a contract when we're first introduced to him, he kills an evil guy. Okay, he kills a snitch for the mob who's gonna turn evidence against the mob. He assassinated an evil guy. That's not who Deadshot is. Deadshot kills innocent people too. He kills anybody. As long as you pay him, he will fucking kill that person. He don't give a fuck if that guy's nice or not, or if he's a good guy or not, if he's got a family or not. He doesn't care. Assassins don't care. All they care about is that your check clears, and they'll fucking do it. Okay? In this movie, the only time we ever see him fulfill a contract is he kills an evil guy. And then he kills fucking zombies and shit. You know? Oh, he loves his daughter. Yes, in the comic books, Deadshot does love his daughter. But that doesn't change the fact that he's still a fucking piece of shit, psychopathic fucking murderer. Yes, who loves his daughter. Yes, that's true. They played up the whole thing that he's a single dad who's trying to provide for his daughter because he loves her so much, instead of the fact that he's a fucking psychopath, fucking assassin who kills people, innocent people. We just don't see it. Because they don't show it to you in the movie, you're supposed to sympathize with him, okay? So the point is that Captain Boomerang, well, he's just a dumb fuck. He's just a dumb fuck, all right? Yeah, he kills somebody in the beginning of the movie, but that was his evil partner, okay? That guy was evil too, so it doesn't fucking matter, right? Right? You see, that's what I'm talking about, okay? These villains aren't really bad. They're not really bad. They don't really do anything like horrible. Like they don't rape anybody. They don't fucking kill kids. They don't kill innocent women. They don't kill fucking innocent guys. You know, they only kill bad people. That's not what the fucking Suicide. There were villains. They're evil, for Christ's sake. They are evil. They're not misunderstood. They weren't tricked into acting the way that they do or doing the things that they do. They did it because they like it. Because they don't give a fuck. That's a villain, and that's what Black Adam is. But the movie ain't gonna go there. They're not gonna go there. Because he's the main character, you gotta sympathize with him. You don't fucking sympathize with Black Adam. He is a bad guy. He's not gonna look at these fucking good guys and go like, hey, you know what? We make a good team. That's not fucking Black Adam. He will kill them just as soon as look at them. If they try to stop him from whatever he wants to do, he'll just fucking kill them. He had no problem killing ordinary humans. He had no problem killing Intergang. He was killing left and right, but when it comes to the superheroes, he just hurts them and lets them live? Are you out of your fucking... That's not Black Adam. He would have killed Hawkman like that. Especially after he got hurt. He would have killed all of them. That's Black Adam. Make that guy the main character. That's the movie I want to fucking see. I want to see the heroes try to find a way to defeat him. You don't need that fucking piece of shit throwaway villain. I don't even remember that Sabak, that asshole. You don't need him in the movie. He's the villain. You already got the villain. You already got the villain. That would have been a much better movie, in my opinion. Not a fucking superhero disguised as a villain who's not really evil. That's not Black Adam. Black Adam's an evil motherfucker. You don't sympathize with them. Okay. Well, that's enough for this video, and I will be back shortly with part 3 of my review for Black Adam. Thank you for watching this long, and I will see you soon on the next one.